Wind stacks into long, slate lines. A shadow tilts across the swell, climbing without flapping, then carves down the far face of a wave. The rhythm repeats, rise, bank, débattu, a metronome set by the sea. No land in sight, no pause, only a path stitched to air. This ocean-crossing bird uses the seam between slow surface winds and faster air above, like a moving staircase. Hours pass as minutes. A distant storm breathes, and the traveler rides it, as if pulled by an invisible thread of pressure. Flight without boundaries, the bird that crosses oceans without landing, begins as a quiet defiance of gravity and time, a rumor of seabird migration written on wind. South of continents, the world narrows to water and sky. Swells roll in trains, fronts march like shifting walls. A wide-winged forager ranges alone or in loose lines, angling toward eddies where life concentrates. It returns to cliffs or tussock islands only to raise a single chick, then vanishes on feeding arcs that can last weeks. When the horizon finally yields to rock, partners meet, bills click, and the cycle turns again. Only then does the name fit the silhouette. The albatross, architect of distance. Its 3-meter, 10-foot reach and locked wing joints convert gusts into endurance. The method has a name, too, dynamic soaring, and the phrase dynamic soaring albatross captures the craft that powers these crossings. Here, Albatross Global Flights, the bird that crosses oceans without landing, is not a metaphor, but a routine. Here is the paradox, stated plain. How do albatrosses navigate vast oceans with such precision over months without landing? Their targets are moving, schools, squid layers, frontal boundaries, and their destinations can be a pinprick island after a circumpolar loop. Yet tracks reveal staggering albatross flight distance, tens of thousands of kilometers on a single tour, headings corrected after storms, arrivals within days of a mate's schedule. Waves erase landmarks, clouds hide stars, wind fields shear and curl. Still, the line holds. Precision matters because fuel is time and wind, not fat. Each unnecessary flap is costly. The dynamic soaring albatross harvests the wind gradient by climbing crosswind into faster air, turning, then diving with a tailwind to recover speed, cycles that can repeat for hours with minimal muscle work. But energy is only half the story. The other half is guidance, and some of it looks untraceable at our scale. Orientation persists at night and beneath overcast, through seasons when cues blur. It should be impossible to explain in full, yet the consistency demands causes we can test. 3 hypotheses lead. First, a chemotactic map. Many productive patches smell of dimethyl sulfide released when zooplankton graze phytoplankton. Evidence suggests birds use these faint plumes both to forage and to anchor regional position, stitching odor cues into a mental chart. The trade-off is patchiness. A clean ocean after a storm might go scentless, and wind can shear plumes away from their sources. Second, a magneto-celestial compass. Like other migrants, these birds likely couple a magnetic compass with sun and polarized light cues at dawn and dusk. When clouds erase the sky, magnetic information persists. When magnetic noise rises, sun arcs restore heading. Limits are real. Geomagnetic anomalies can bend lines. Low sun angles compress cues. Scientists still debate whether there is also a magnetic map sense that gives approximate latitude-longitude, or whether experience alone scales a compass into a chart. Third, wave and wind memory. The Southern Ocean's swell trains march in stable directions for days. Fronts and storm tracks repeat by season. Individuals may learn the windscape the way river otters learn currents, by testing, failing, and storing successful corridors. In such a world, the dynamic soaring albatross converts memory into efficiency, choosing headings that keep crosswinds alive and avoid dead air. The cost is brittleness under change. Shift the wind belts or move prey fields, and the old routes waste time, forcing new exploration when energy is thin. Behavior and life history bind these systems. A long lifespan and slow breeding give time to refine a private atlas. Imprinting on a natal island fixes a home address. Partners coordinate through staggered trips. The albatross life cycle makes each return a rendezvous across basin-scale chaos. During peak foraging, birds may chase temperature gradients and chlorophyll edges, surfing atmospheric rivers that slide along those lines. At scales we can measure, albatross flight distance rises as the wind strengthens, too strong, and the path bends wide to avoid the eye of a storm. Too weak, and birds drop to water or accept flaps, paying in calories. Nobody knows why some individuals gamble farther for the same chick, while mates stay local. Age, personality, and history may weigh the decision. What is clear is that the guidance stack, smell, magnetism, light, and learned wind, keeps precision inside a rolling world. Even rest is tuned to motion. Birds settle on the water to preen and sleep when winds falter, then lift with the next front's edge. The albatross life cycle centers on patience. A year or more to raise one chick, decades to perfect roots, a lifetime to read the ocean's handwriting. That discipline has been rewriting what we thought we knew about how far a seabird migration can reach without breaking. Far from any coast, the horizon rings like steel. A narrow wing tilts. The body traces a shallow S. The bird climbs invisible stairs and disappears behind a swell. What does the world look like to a traveler who never stops flying? Albatross. Global flights, the bird that crosses oceans without landing. Offers one answer: air made visible by movement, time measured in fronts, and home as a point that lives inside the wind. If storms shift and fisheries fall silent, the corridors may close and the map may blur. For now, the path holds, and the engine is the border between two layers of air, polished by a lifetime and gone the moment the traveler has vanished into grey.